Hi Scorpios, and welcome to your April 2017 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky, and as usual, I'm here to give you guys hopefully a really amazing reading for your month ahead. So we've just come out on the other side of the equinox, Scorpios, so now is the perfect time to be feeling completely revitalized. Now is the time to understand that you have limitless options, you have so much potential, there are so many different directions you can go, and you honestly can materialize really whatever you want right now. But what about that, Scorpio, is giving you so much stress? There is an overwhelming idea of stress in this reading, and it's not even that you're so overbooked or that you're so stuck on a path that doesn't seem like you can change anything. The reality is you have all the power to change things right now, and there's something about that that is really giving you a lot of stress. It seems like you finally have the option to make things right between someone from your past and yourself. It seems like you finally may be on a path where you can materialize that huge aspiration that you have, where you can finally get the recording deal, where you can finally go to medical school, where you can finally just be self-employed and make your own schedule. Whatever it is that you have been striving for a long time, finally you seem to have the option to do it or to start the process, and there's something about this that is scary to you or something about this that is very stressful. Because through Saturn's transit of your sign and then moving into Sagittarius, which is where it is now, there's always been obstacles. There's always been something to block what you wanted, to inhibit your ability to bankroll what you wanted, or to limit or structure. And it's with the purpose of structuring your foundations as a person, but that comes across as a very limiting energy most of the time. But finally that's starting to leave, and you've been so used to being limited and feeling obstacles, Scorpio, that now you don't really understand what it's like to have all these choices. And for a lot of you, you've not had the closure that you wanted, and now having all these options scatters you because you never got a proper ending to something, and Scorpio is all about endings, and along with Pisces. So especially for you Scorpio Pisces people out there who have Pisces, it's been very distressing for you to not have proper endings. But it's so past due time, Scorpios, to move along, to accept what has happened and to break free of those constraints, because as I said, we've come through on the equinox, we've come through into a time where we can finally manifest what we want, because we had this huge Pisces stellium right back in March, which made this equinox a little bit more of a big deal than most of them. It's always a big deal, it's always a shift in energy, but we've had this transition from Pisces to Aries that is hugely cosmic and hugely influential on what we're choosing to accomplish right now. So you can use this energy, Scorpios, to really make sky the limit and really pursue whatever dream or prioritize whatever goal you've had for a long time and do it and make it happen. But there's still that one energy that pulls you down, those two nines that you have together, the Nine of Wands and the Nine of Swords, Scorpio. Seven of Cups and 10 of Pentacles reversed. You know, it's not bad. And of course, having Three of Swords, you know, wrapping all of those four cards together and being your central theme. Again, it becomes about disconnecting from expectation and what you're expecting of situations, because that's long gone. Like before Saturn went through Scorpio, especially like when Saturn was in Libra, which would have been, gosh, back in like 2010, 11, 12, around that period of time. I don't know the exact dates. Scorpio's intuition was like on point, was like perfect. And like Scorpio's expectations really tended to be what came through. But through Saturn's transit through Scorpio and into Sagittarius now, Scorpio is a bit younger, and Scorpio's intuition and expectation will not be formed until probably 6 to 7 years from now. It could be, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that Scorpio got used to the intuition and the expectation really matching up to these outward things. And now is a time, Scorpio, where we've gone into Aries time in April, and we can finally disconnect and we can finally just do ourselves, and we don't have to worry about expectation of others, and because we don't have to be reliant on other people. It's a great time to be independent, a really good time to not need anything from anybody if you can, because you have some amazing goals. I see that a lot of you are really in a place where there's a lot of pressure, and this could be for the Scorpios in like really strong careers, or Scorpios who are career focused right now. I see that you have a lot of pressure and a lot of need to follow through, long hours potentially being worked in your job or whatever you do to make money. You have that nine of wands with the 10 of pentacles there, which we'll talk more about in a minute. But your money is coming and money is getting better and better for you, but you're having to work harder and harder for it. And it's kind of maybe affecting the way that you sleep, maybe making you a little bit anxious. But this comes with the need to rebuild your philosophy towards career as well. So new career things coming forward for Scorpio. Past relationships are still coming up, and it's a good time to cut those off if it feels right to you, Scorpio, because it's not about the past in April. It's really not. But it may still come forward. But anyway, I want to get into this reading for you guys on the week-to-week level, and we'll see what's specifically coming forward. In the first week, you guys have the Ace of Pentacles rooted down by the Ace of Swords reversed. I feel like it was either last month or the month before where you had 2 aces as well. So you just keep being gifted with these new beginnings, these new potentials, and it can be easy as well if you let it be. Like, your money is looking so much better right into April. You're getting more money than you expected. If you've been wondering if an investment would follow through, or if you've been wondering if some leap of faith that you took on the business level is going to follow through, it will. Ace of Pentacles comes in along with Ace of Swords to give you new ideas, new mental clarity about the way that you make money, and also just being gifted money. You could have gifts of money. For those of you who are married, I don't know, you could get some kind of gift from your partner. It's also a time where you could get gifts from like secret admirers or something. There's a lot of people coming forward that are not, that you don't know who they are. And how do I mean? Like, I've been visualizing this whole entire time, I guess in some kind of clairvoyant way, seeing like all these people that don't really have a face that I recognize. So I feel that a lot of you are going to come into contact with people that you don't know, and you're going to like profit or receive gifts from these people. So there's the whole energy of like secret admirers. Maybe people donate to a cause that you're working on. Maybe people, if you work with charities, I see that going really well this month. And the energy of charity is coming forward as well. So it might be a good time to donate to a charity, Scorpios, if you're getting a lot of excess. There is a need to think about like new ways to maybe save your money or new ways to spend your money. And I know this has been coming forward for the last few months for Scorpio, like budgeting and philosophies towards money. I see that that's still being formed for you guys right now. So I would just really take the first week as a nice blessing from the universe, because the next 2 weeks may feel a bit more cramped, depending on how you choose to interpret them. But the first week is beautiful. You get the money coming in and the new ideas. And trust your intuition with ideas, Scorpios, because Ace of Swords is reversed, so you might not feel like the new ideas are coming easily enough. You might be a little bit hard on yourself for not suddenly coming up with the new formula or the new intellectual property that just solves all the problems in the workplace or in however you make money. So be easy on yourself. It is coming in the first week, and just allow this time to be okay. It's a good time to buy yourself something too in the first week, Scorpio, or to be working on a loan or something. I'm usually not a very pro-debt person, but in this specific energy, it's okay if it's reasonable for you, Scorpio, if it is in your means. It's okay to maybe go into a little bit of debt for something that's nice, because you need something that's new. You need something that's not, that you didn't own during the last year or two. You need something that reminds you, and this can be as simple as, it doesn't even have to be something that costs money. It could be something new that you make. Maybe you make clothes and you make something new for yourself, or you DIY something that's really different and new. Like just anything that does not remind you of the past right now, or that does not remind you of a certain person from the past, because you don't want to be attracting that in right now. But anyway, yeah, buy yourself something nice, or not if you're not a money person, but just do something new for yourself in the first week. In the second week, 9 of Wands over the 10 of Pentacles reversed. I see a lot of work. I see a lot of career. I see a major up in demand for business. And this may not actually be the best thing, because I feel that a lot of Scorpios have actually been doing okay with career and finances lately. So having this big surplus is going to be really good for you, and it will help you to buy that new thing that you've been wanting. But a lot of you are just wanting rest at the same time. This could also be the time that you're having to follow through on something. You might be having to suddenly finish a project. You might be having to maybe boost up the content that you're putting out, and you feel tired doing this, but it does give you a lot of reward for sure, because Ten of Pentacles is the utmost amount of wealth. It is reversed though. I feel that this could also be a family thing for you guys. I feel that you might be feeling very tired of a family construct. You might be feeling, because the Ten of Pentacles is also about tradition, family wealth, old money. It's about traditional ideals and generations, and also ancestry. So I feel that having the Nine of Wands with that makes it feel like you're having to endure it, or like it's just been such a long time that you've been having to measure up to traditional ideals with the family, traditional ideals with the paternal side of the family, I see for some of you, and feeling like you just can't keep carrying on, but knowing that you kind of have to. You know, some of you are also tempted to cut off contact with maybe family members or someone from your family, and it's kind of a heartbreaking thing for you because you do enjoy aspects of the relationship, but you're still realizing, like, okay, so here's really the meat of the thing for Scorpio right now. You're starting to really wake up and realize the whole idea of energy transactions. So you are a money sign. You know all about money transactions, and you save your money pretty well most of the time. You're generally frugal for the most part, but not so much at the energetic level. Scorpio spends entirely too much energy on other people, and you're starting to realize that. You're starting to wake up to it, and you start to realize that maybe with some of these traditional values, and this could be family, but it can also be just like really long-running platonic relationships, or it could even be a marriage, but some kind of relationship that you've been having to invest too much energy in, you're very tempted to cut off, and I feel that it's breaking your heart because you do enjoy certain aspects of the relationship, but you know that you could use that energy better elsewhere. I feel that it's still a bit undecided for you right now, Scorpio, the future of this relationship, but it's a good time to honor whatever you feel makes you be able to focus more on yourself. If you feel that you can focus on yourself and still continue this relationship on the back burner, maybe it's okay. But if you feel like it's a leech type of energy, or you feel that it takes away from what you can focus on in your own, creation and materialization concept right now, it really has to be cut off. And that's where you have to utilize that Three of Swords energy. You don't want to cut yourself off, you know? You don't want that Three of Swords to be you. In the situation. And also don't do it to people that don't deserve it. But if there is somebody that's leeching off of you and they know that they're doing it and they're cutting you down, you know, that can be, direct that back at them, because that's their choice. It's their intention. Think about people's intentions. If they're not pure, then you can really do what you have to preserve yourself. Like self-preservation is a theme for you in April for sure. Because moving into the third week, I think that this stands to be either the most difficult or the most beautiful week for you guys. It can really be either extreme, because it's the Nine of Swords reversed, rooted down by the Seven of Cups. So I like Nine of Swords reversed a lot more than I do upright. Like an insomnia problem that you've been struggling with, an anxiety problem, somebody from your past who kind of gnaws at your energy at all times, it seems. It seems that you finally have the ability to turn that on its head and break free from it. But it's by being there. It's like through the equinox period of time, and as you start to wake up and become revitalized and re-energized, Scorpio, you suddenly start to realize when your head goes back to this old relationship from the past trauma of like 2015 and 2016, maybe even 2014, when your head goes back there, now that we're on the other side of the equinox, you start to realize how much energy that consumed. And whereas you felt that you were doing a healthy thing by, getting the emotions out, by not repressing yourself, you start to realize how much that costs at the same time. And you start to realize also that it started to become less about that. Like it started to become a bit indulgent, maybe. That's what the Seven of Cups is all about. The Seven of Cups is all about indulgence. And it's like indulgence on emotional vibes and emotional energy and atmosphere. So it's almost like you kind of had a psychic vampire type of effect, which is not my favorite term, but I feel that it relates it best for like a wide audience, and I don't want to get off into too much jargon right now. But it almost seems like you were your own psychic vampire for a long time, Scorpio. And your challenge in March is to break away from that. And it seems that in the third week, something comes through, something happens that makes you wake up and see how you were a psychic vampire to yourself and how you were using your own emotional energy in kind of a vicious cycle or vicious circle to and how that really limited what you could actually accomplish, because you're about to accomplish a lot. Maybe not even in 2017, but you're building up, and it could be. But I see, especially in 2018, lots of accomplishment for Scorpio then, for sure. And you're building up to it in 2017. You're looking back into yourself, which you hopefully have done mostly before April. And then starting in April 2017 and moving through pretty much the rest of the year, it'll happen quicker for some than others. You're building new solid foundations and structures that allow you to manifest something amazing. And you see this in the third week of April, and you see what you have to let go of in order to do that. And probably throughout all of April, but it's like you realize it in the third week. Because I see you guys maybe having a bit of a breakdown in the third week, but it's like a healthy breakdown, and you realize like how to fix it. And there's also a need, and this is actually how it can be really beautiful, because I talked about the third week could either be kind of excruciating or it could be a little bit beautiful. What can you create for yourself, Scorpio, that honors everything, that honors the past, not in a way that it reminds you of the past, but honors maybe what a past version of yourself needed, so that you can kind of give it its need and then let it kind of just drift away peacefully. But what can you also use that honors where you're going? It's a beautiful time to do something like that, because again, you're having this great money situation, so maybe you have a little bit more money to work with, if that's what you want it to be. Okay. And what can you make for yourself that kind of makes you think, wow, none of this is real. This is my reality, but it's not real in the way that it's ever been. It's something that connects me to source or connects me to a way higher vibration, because it's so different. For some of you, it's so expensive, but not hurting the bank. And then for some of you, it's like just something that defies what you thought was ever possible for yourself, or that you always felt like a pipe dream. Or you're making a plan to where you can make this happen. Because for some of you, I've got to be honest, it's like building your dream house. Or it's like buying a really nice sports car. Or I'm trying to think of things that aren't so monetary. Maybe it's finally going on some kind of retreat, or or like climbing Mount Everest or something. Like these huge life-defining things become possible in this cycle, Scorpio. And you have to understand that by being your own psychic vampire, like you've kind of been over the last few years, you limit your ability to culminate those things or to materialize those things. But now you finally, in the third week of April, see it, and you turn it off, and all of a sudden you get like an opportunity to, I don't know, make your dream desk or your dream office space or your dream house, or go on some retreat or travel or something. Like something really strange and eccentric or eclectic can happen during this time, or can be in the formation process during this time. So you have to use that Seven of Cups energy to really suspend reality. And I feel that this is a better use of Seven of Cups. I don't feel that it's so negative for you, because this can also be addiction. This can be substance. Do beware of substance, although I don't feel that too strongly for many of you. Do beware of what you're using to make yourself more happy. It's got to come from your authentic being, not from objects. And here's where we kind of get a juxtaposition, don't we, Scorpio? Because some of you are buying really expensive things. Some of you are doing something new, and this does distract us from the negative parts of our personality, which can be good, but you have to make sure that you're not using it for that. These things have to be as like the next level of projection. These things have to be like you. They can't be distracting you from you. Like Mount Everest has to be you, Scorpio. Your new dream house has to be you. It's not something that distracts you from you. Does that make sense? It's you. It's not it's not like an object, right? So just make sure that you have thought about it that way, and make sure that you've done whatever work you needed to do, because in all honesty, you can't feel perfect right now. You can't feel 100% put together, but that's a good thing for you right now, Scorpio. You don't need to feel that way right now. And it's about doing things that are you, that put you back to that place. So you've got to disconnect, and you've got to suspend disbelief a little bit with yourself, and just admit to yourself that things really are perfect. So for some of you that are still in that codependent relationship, as it can be with some of these cards, 7 of Cups, 9 of Swords, 9 of Wands, or you feel controlled by other people, it's really perfect timing to stop, to not do those relationships, to completely end relationships. You know, we've come to the end of the equinox and we're going into the new time ahead. And you know what? Maybe it's a time if you're in a codependent relationship, and of course, only if somebody would deserve something like this, maybe it's time to just write them a note and, you know, get your plane ticket to Mount Everest and climb Mount Everest. Something like that. You know, it's a good time to just do that, to just, you know, free yourself of constraints. And once you disconnect from the codependent relationship, you get a lot better. I don't feel that a lot of you are actually there. I think a lot of you ended that quite a while ago, but of course I have such a wide audience that I probably have Scorpios of all different varieties. So make sure, like, comment where you're at, Scorpios, and comment, you know, are you in the codependent relationship? Did you end the codependent relationship? How did you feel when you did it? Did you not expect it? I feel that a lot of Scorpios have a lot to learn from each other about codependent relationships, because that's what it's all been about over the last few years. And, you know, energy transaction as well. I would like to see some of your opinions on that. But anyway, moving into the 4th week for you guys, you have the 3 of Pentacles rooted down by the 6 of Cups. This is where you kind of get a test, I think. This is where the universe kind of comes knocking and says, okay, here's this person from your past, and we're bringing them in to see how you do with that. Because it's very possible that somebody from your past, like your ex, or somebody that you thought you wouldn't hear from again, comes in and says, wow, you look amazing. I'm so proud for you. I'm so proud of the things that you're accomplishing. I wish that I could do that. Let's grab coffee. Let's just do something with no intention, but let's just catch up. And I feel like a lot of you will do it, and a lot of you will be tempted. But again, expectations. There are no expectations if you do choose. It would probably be best to not, one way or another. But if you feel that you have to get a closure or something, you have to walk in like you own the place, Scorpio, and you have to walk in like, because there's been like a thing about Scorpio that like shudders lately, or like a lot of Scorpios, I know myself, like as a Scorpio, like it's starting to go away now, and now that the equinox has come through, I feel, but over probably since like October through January or February, like just if I would hold my arm up, I would like shake. And I realized that like that's how little energy that I had and how sapped I was. And now, right now, as I'm doing it, I'm fine, which is great. And I'm like, wow, I suddenly have more energy. But you've got to get out of that shuddering place, Scorpio, where if you kind of just hold up one of your limbs and it just kind of shakes and you just feel that, like, weak, I definitely wouldn't do this. And you've got to be, like, whole, and you've got to have something in your life that's for you and for not to heal you, not to help you, but just you before you reconnect with anybody, before you try to get closure, because you don't want to be breaking down. Breakdowns are possible. And you still have that broken heart. It's still there, with 3 of Swords being your ruling energy. And I don't want you guys to reconnect with this person and suddenly be in 3 of Swords territory, you know. 3 of Swords should be motivating you right now. 3 of Swords should be empowering you to create something better. It shouldn't be so strong that you can't do anything right now. It's especially towards the end of April. But really in all of April, it's not the time where you should just be in bed and tired, and in moderation, that's fine, because I feel that Scorpio maybe just needs that a little bit at this period of time, but not because of something new, definitely. It has to be for something very old, and as kind of a habit that was going on for a long time. It's not be very careful with new things that make you want to be in bed, with new things that make you really tired. So it's like, for you, Scorpio, I sense that you really have the world coming to you soon, and all these options and possibilities, but it's still not quite time for that, and you're still creating things to give it to yourself. And you don't really need people to be distracting from that. You don't need codependent relationships or difficult energy transactions to be coming in and distracting you from what you've needed to learn for so long. So just give it a little bit of time, and you'll see that your power starts to come back, not in an ego way, not ego power, but your ability to manifest and materialize starts to come very strong. This year, yes, but especially into next year. It's very potent for you. So just keep doing it, Scorpio. Just keep moving forward. Your progress is slow right now, and it doesn't have to be too explosive, regardless of what you do. And I really hope that you guys will check out the guided meditation that I did. I think it could be really helpful for you, especially for shedding these old skins, for getting past these old, worn out parts of ourselves. It was for the equinox, but it's definitely great through all of April and maybe some of May as well as we transition through the energy. So that will be popping up on your screen any second. It should be the video link. Also, you can book a private reading with me here, and you can subscribe to my channel. And I really have enjoyed this reading, and you just got to keep pushing through, Scorpios. I have complete confidence in you. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.